Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Shaniva Early with another live today. I was so excited once I got my Blue Night rubber stamps that I really wanted to do something with them. So I took a break and came back to them, and I have just a quick show and tell. So the stamp I decided to work with is the Peaceful Lake. This is it. You can see what it looks like. I was a little baffled because I was like, oh my goodness, this stamp is very short. It's very short. And so I said, I think I'm missing something. But when I put it on my paper, it fit nicely, but I had to add stuff to it, which is the key to this. You see these and they look wonderful, and then you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So I put a sky, and remember I said I was going to use my Stampscape stamps. So I used the birds, and I did a little cluster of birds, and I used one of their rock stamps, and I made rocks. This is one rock stamp, but I did it in different directions to make it stay or make it look like it's supposed to be there, like you're walking on the rocks before you get to the water. And I colored it in with I have a bunch of the distress inks, and so I colored it in with the distress inks to make it kind of look like it was a ground or sand or something. And I colored it in. I used my these daubers, and on the backs of each one of these is my thingy, that thing, sponge dauber. And so I took the sponge dauber, and instead of going like this, I went at an angle. Oh, you can't really see the angle. So I went at an angle, and I was able to stripe on the color. And that's how I got the darker streaks in some. And over here, I did the same thing for the green. And on some of the green, I took colored pencil. I just got in, I think I did a video in the haul on my Arteza colored pencils. And so I took my colored pencils and I used them to make some green color on the trees, on each of the trees, so it can look like it's a shadow of color for the trees. And then I did the same thing to make it look like it was grass, because at first when I did it, it didn't look like texture. So I took one of the colored pencils and I went in with the colored pencil, and I went like this all around with a darker green. And then I took this eraser and I erased it some so it looked a little blended in it. And I don't know how I got this pink strip, but I must have been, that looks like the circle from my blending tool, but of course it didn't get dark but in one spot. But that's okay. We're not going to be picky about that. We're just going to go with it, and it's probably get covered up with the sentiment when I put the sentiment on there, whatever it is I choose to put on there. And then I colored the rocks in a grayish charcoal black. And I colored in the boat, and I added a little grounding to the boat. That's what that color is underneath there, for the boat to be grounded. And then I cut it down to 4 1/4. I'm sorry, to 4 by 5 1/4, which will allow it to fit on my card base perfectly. Then I put a inside piece in here, and I took another one of the stamps that's a little flower design, and I stamped it here and here. So my sentiment for the inside of the card will go right here. And so I used some craft cardstock that I had on hand. I have a lot of cardstock. I have a lot of cardstock. And so this now is a completed, all but the sentiment, Blue Night design for a card. Simple as that. Literally, this may have taken me 10 minutes to do. The most time it probably took was to make sure that I had the right colors, to put a blue sky in here and a little pink in here, and erasing, trying to get my boo-boos off. But it's not, I didn't manufacture this. This is how we make cards. Mistakes happen. Woohoo. So this is the Blue Night rubber stamp that I took this version from. I just stamped it right across, put some rocks on the bottom, built in a sky. What I might go back and do is put more blue in there to hide some of the, because I was trying to do like the pink. So I may go put a darker shade of blue in the sky. But if not, it's because to try that counts, and I wanted to try out the stamps and see how they would stamp out, and they stamp out wonderful. That rubber stamp is really good, and so you'll love them. Go check out Blue Night rubber stamps. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.